This is the Engines of Our Ingenuity, made possible by the Friends of KUHF Houston.
Today, Art and Slavery. The University of Houston's College of Engineering presents this series about the machines that make our civilization run and the people whose ingenuity created them. The movie Amistad tells the true story of a group of Mende people taken into slavery. In 1839, they overcame their captors on the Spanish ship Amistad, which, by the way, means friendship. By day, the Africans forced the surviving Spaniards to head east toward Africa. By night, the Spaniards turned the boat back toward Cuba. Their zigzag course finally deposited them in Long Island Sound. The Africans were arrested and put on trial while pro- and anti-slavery forces took sides. Some preposterous legal maneuvering followed. The United States wanted to return the Africans to Spain to honor a treaty obligation. So they charged the Africans with violating American anti-slave trade law by bringing a slave ship into American waters. It finally took the Supreme Court to set them free and put them on a ship back to Sierra Leone. Now, art historian Richard Powell goes back to those times to offer us a window into American attitudes surrounding the trial. His article is titled Cinqué, which is what the Spanish called the 25-year-old revolt leader, Cinqué. America had by then created its own school of portrait painting in an attempt to rival Europe. While European portraiture presented the aristocracy, ours became a popular reflection of the egalitarian spirit of the Revolution. By 1839, portraits decorated every drawing room, and what could complement those ideals as perfectly as the tall, handsome young African Cinqué? Robert Purvis, a wealthy free black Philadelphian, went to a New England abolitionist artist, Nathaniel Jocelyn, and hired him to paint Cinqué. Jocelyn was a fine painter, and Purvis had not miscalculated. While the case was grinding through the courts, Jocelyn finished a picture that fully expressed his own passion for the abolitionist cause. He shows Cinqué in a Roman-style toga, holding a cane rod which might as well be a royal scepter. Cinqué's eyes look off past the viewer's left shoulder. By 1840, we had color lithography to mass-produce images. The abolitionists printed hundreds of copies of Cinqué's portrait. It became a rallying point for their cause, and that was a two-edged sword. Jocelyn had shown Cinqué as a noble Roman, but he'd also shown a defiant Roman whose cane staff might well be a weapon in his fight for freedom. This Cinqué was a force to be reckoned with. His gaze drifting past us suggests that we white viewers are obstacles to be bypassed. He did little to ease white fears. And so the portrait kept stirring passions long after the Amistad case was settled. It stands as one of the great pieces of political art. Perhaps the surest sign of its political power is to be found in the movie version of the Amistad story. For there stands Cinqué on the deck, clad in that same white toga, wind-blown, noble, and in command. The movie shows us Jocelyn Cinqué, and we realize that may well be the truest Cinqué after all. I'm John Lienhardt at the University of Houston, where we're interested in the way inventive minds work.